Bea and this is Cole, and we are from Hook Agency. This is our second edition of Cocktails and Lead Generation. Today we're talking about Instagram and influencer marketing, as well as making a cucumber gimlet.
Over 40 degrees in Minnesota, so it's officially patio season. So we're gonna do a little refreshing gin cocktail. So I'm gonna start with a ½ ounce of lime juice. I'm just eyeballing, so don't roast me for measurements. And a ½ ounce of simple syrup. This is gonna go in the shaker, already has ice in it. And then we're gonna use 2 ounces of gin, using Tanqueray today. And then just some slices of cucumber. You don't need to muddle them or anything. Just gonna shake it. And try to get the top off.
Always the hardest part.
Yeah, and then just gonna dump it right in my glass. Gonna keep it simple. And that's it. Already has garnishes in it, so.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Now that we've had those cocktails, we did a little exercise where we reached out to influencers within the home and interior design niche. Our prime demographic is builders, contractors, home services within like the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. So we reached out to people in that industry who had a lot of followers on Instagram, and we talked to them about a possible collaboration. And what that was we offered them an SEO analysis and basically like a strategy session with us, and in return for them posting about our services on their profiles. So what we did, this required a couple hours of pre-work on our end, and then we had them in for about an hour and a half, and then asked for one post. And generally we shot for people with a following of over 10,000, just because then we figured that that would reach a large amount of people. So, do you want to talk about what we kind of did when we had them in?
Yeah, before they came in, we did a competitive analysis of like 3 or 4 of their competitors and just found out which keywords were working for them and which types of content that was like winning kind of for their blog and that was getting a lot of traction. And kind of came up with a little content calendar and some things that would work for them, for their kind of audience and customers.
Yeah, and we sent that home with them. And basically that was something that was an offer that we could give to them and that they could talk about with their followers. So if you were to do this, if you're a B2B company or a B2C company, you can do this by reaching out to people in your niche and talking to them about what would be a fair trade. Some people it's purely compensation, and some people it is, let's say you're a restaurant, having someone who's a food blogger in for a meal. You pay for their meal, send them things that you'd like featured, and they'll take pictures of it and share it with their followers. Our takeaway on this is, since we are primarily business to business, B2B, it's a little bit harder to reach people on social media, and a lot of the people who are following these influencers might not be in a position to purchase what we have, but we actually think that this is a really good strategy for brand awareness, as well as people who are in a different type of niche, such as selling products or owning a restaurant or some sort of thing that more consumers can go to. So I've worked with a couple of restaurants and used the influencer strategy, and it's been extremely successful, and it's just really good at getting the word out to a lot more people when there's these influencers who already have the trust of their audience. So we would say for the primary purpose of lead generation, what do you think?
For strictly lead generation, we would say 1 thumb up and 1 thumb down.
Yeah, and probably just because it's not a straight like line as to who you're getting to contact you. But on the flip side of that, for brand awareness, we give it 2 thumbs up. So join us for the next episode of Cocktails and Lead Generation, and thanks for tuning in.